What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I got some more work to do on the S10. What can I say? So kick it over to the truck and I'll show you what we're working with. Looking at the engine bay here, you can see some of these small wires, this little fuse box here. There's another relay here that I installed. There's several things in here that are not OEM, along with some of this wiring for the lights. So I installed a sub on this truck. I also installed, I did the custom headlights with the demon eyes, and obviously that wiring's not that well thought out in here. I just wanted to try doing it. I'd never done it before. I wanted to get it done. I wasn't as proficient at wiring as I am now, which I'm still not good, but there's a lot to it, really. So what I want to do is I want to go back in, reroute it, get it all nice and pretty. I want it looking good, factory OEM. I want to use the correct gauge wire. So like some of the wire I used is it's a bigger wire, so a smaller gauge than what was needed, and that's just because that's what I could find at the hardware store like Lowe's, Home Depot, etc. Now that I ordered wire and have like the correct gauge wire, because like a little switch does not need 18 gauge wire or anything, or 16 gauge. I don't even know what I used for it, but I got like 22 gauge wire that will work. It'll be a lot easier to route. It's not as stiff. It's easier to hide. So I want to go back in. I want to reroute it. I want to just basically make it all nice and clean, and then clean up the engine bay and have it run to my new fuse box. So as you can see here, I have a external fuse box right alongside this one. I actually am not going to end up using this one because you have to run individual ground and power wires to it. It is a fuse and relay box. I think I've shown it a couple times, but I do not want to do that or deal with all those wires. So I actually ended up buying a unit that is bused. So it's got bus bars on it, it's got a power side and a ground side, and it should work very well for my application. It will only require one power wire running to it. It goes through the relay, or through the fuses and into the relay. And the ground is in the relay already, or is on the other bus bar, and that goes to the other pins on the relay. So it just makes everything nice and easy. I'll show you that here in a second. But like I was saying, so here's your fuse side. You can see it's already got all the contacts in on that side. You got to put the contacts in on the other side for the other side of your fuse, obviously. And more likely than not, that will run over to your relay. If it doesn't, you have extra slots in here so that you can just have fused items in the fuse box. So 10 fuses, 5 relays. It should work out pretty well for my application. I know I'm going to need a few, for my electric fan, sub, LED, demon eyes. So yeah, I'm definitely going to need fuses and some of the relays. Not all the relays, but I will need a few. So that is that part. Now, as I said, I'm going to have to rerun all the wiring inside the truck. So I'm actually going to end up tearing all the interior out of the truck. While I'm at it, I am going to do something that I've been wanting to do to the truck for a while, and I'm actually going to be able to do it with this opportunity since I'm pulling all the interior out. At least when I say interior, I mean like carpet, seats, console, that kind of stuff, where I can get to the wiring ran on the floor. So while I'm going to do it, I'm also going to install sound deadener. So as you can see here, I got me a box of KILMAT. It is supposed to be pretty similar to Dynamat, just cheaper. It's on Amazon. I'll throw a link to this along with everything else in the description. But yeah, this is 50 mil. It's not the thickest thing in the world, but came with 50 square foot. I at least want to try getting all of the flooring, covering that up, and then we'll see where it goes. But I'm excited to try it out, see what it does. Under this, I also bought some tools for applying the KILMAT. So I got 3 different sized rollers. They do have bearings in them, so they should run pretty smoothly. Like I said, I haven't used them yet. We'll try them out, see if they're good. So now that I got that out of the way, it is pretty much time to start tearing the interior out. Like I said, carpet, seats, console, not in that order, but you get the gist of it. That is what I'll be doing now. Quick update, got the seats out. Filthy under here. I'm going to definitely shop vac this out before I even pull the carpet. Here's the switch I have for my demon eyes. As you can see, it is a very large gauge wire just for flipping that switch, or technically a small gauge wire, but because smaller is bigger, but you get the point. So yeah, I mean, this way too big, way too stiff, don't need it. I also don't have it loomed up, so that's something I definitely want to do. But next thing out's the console, then we got the sub, get the tire change kit out, and then we can pull the carpet. Now with the console out, you can see I had a ton of extra wire as well. I never ended up cutting that short. I don't know quite what the reason was for that, but just never got done. So yeah, but here we go. Getting closer and closer. Floor is disgusting. It's definitely gonna have to get cleaned as well while I have it out. But yeah, we're getting there. You can look in the truck now and see all of the floor is clear. I'm gonna go ahead and shop vac it real quick, then start pulling some of this trim along the bottom off. Probably not pulling that off. That is bolted to the back wall, and I don't feel like taking that whole trim piece off the back to get to it and whatnot. That's a little bit extra. So all the carpet over there, I'm just gonna see if I can pull the trim out a little bit, pull it out, and then when I go to tuck it in, I'll tuck it in. But everything on the sides here I can pull off. That is fairly easy. I've done it before. Popped this piece off in the corner, and we should be pretty good. And pull the carpet out, then I can finally get to rewiring. Once I rewire, you know, reverse order, put everything back in. Well, almost. I gotta put the KILMAT down, but other than that, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, shop vac it, and get it ready. Here we go, guys. Got the carpet out. Now you can see everything under it, which is mainly just bare metal, but you can see it now. This will definitely be getting cleaned up when I go to put the KILMAT down, but here, let me go to the other side and I'll give you all a little bit of a walk down on my horrible wiring mess. Alright, so now we're back on this side. I have all the sub wiring over here, so you can see that the blue, well, this harness right here is all for the sub. All goes all the way back there. And then if you come over to the other side, it's kind of hard to see. Let me see. Let me get my phone flashlight out. But you can see there's a red wire. Let me focus that. You can see there's a red wire over there. That is the power wire. So it goes to the left all the way over. So it actually goes into a hole right there. I know my finger is out of focus, but it's right there. And then that other wire comes up under the dash, comes through and out over here, and that is for our switches. So yeah, good stuff there. I really did a good job wiring. Oh, and this harness goes under the dash as well, and that is for the radio. So yeah, I did a really good job wiring everything. I know. There's 3 wires here, one to ground, one is the one that goes over there to the relay box, and I believe the other one comes into here and it uses a tapped fuse. So good stuff, good stuff. I am planning to clean all this wiring up and make it a lot more structurally sound, we'll put it that way. I'm gonna make it a lot better than what it is currently. That is the plan. So also, I probably won't be showing a lot of the wiring. That's really nothing that any of y'all are gonna have to do. I really made this video so you could see the KILMAT going down. I will go ahead and fix all this wiring, and then we will get to the install on the KILMAT. Okay, a little update to continue on from what I was doing before. I said I was going to do the wiring. I did that to an extent. I mostly took the old wiring out of the truck and I drilled a new hole into the floorboard for the pass-through. So yeah, that's all I did. I did not want to actually start laying down wiring because I figured that might get in the way when I go to lay the mat down, the KILMAT. So instead, I'm going to lay the KILMAT down first, and then I will run my wiring. And like I said, I'm not going to show you all the wiring stuff. It's kind of boring, but I will show you after I do the wiring when I go to install all of the interior pieces back in. So yeah. Looking at the floorboard in here, I have already cleaned it down. I wiped everything down with acetone. A lot of this stuff is really stubborn and will not come up no matter how much force you apply. So yeah, I'm not too concerned about it. I mean, the floor is a lot cleaner than what it was. Everything should stick fairly well. So yeah, next part is to actually go and start laying this down. I will say I am going to go around this sensor here. I believe that's if you get in an accident to deploy airbags. And I'm going to go around the shifter linkage and, you know, just the sander bolts and stuff. I'm going to have to cut out all the holes and whatnot. So I'm going to do my best and see what it turns out like. But this gives you a little bit of a before. Alright, it's been a few days since I have worked on the truck. The camera died a few times while recording, but as you can see, I have finished putting a layer of this KILMAT down. So it went down pretty easily. The contours of the floorboard actually did make it a little difficult though, but overall it wasn't too bad. I am thinking I'm going to put probably another layer down at the front floorboard and over the transmission tunnel just to get extra noise isolation there, but for the most part everything else is going to stay at one layer. I didn't even use it like nearly as much as I thought I would. It came in I believe a 50 square foot box, and I didn't even use half the box on this. I could get the measurements of the cab and tell you, and that would give you a pretty close representation of what it would take. But yeah, I think I'm going to go and try doing a quick layer probably from the support up. Just get a second layer on, cover up some of the gaps I left in. That's another thing, is I'm going to take some of the scrap pieces and cover up some of the gaps because I didn't get them quite overlapping everywhere, just because of the way the contours would move the mat itself. But overall, I am very happy with it. It looks really good, and it should provide some noise isolation. Taking a look at the truck, I actually did just finish my wiring. So, you know, I got the sub wiring coming all the way through. I have some of my wideband wiring coming from under the dash. I know it's a little hard to see, it's dark in here, but there is wiring coming from under the dash. I also have switch wiring for my demonized. That's the green and red wire coming down. I have them all going through a hole I popped through right above the transmission. That way I can get a nice run across to the side and then have it run up and go to my new auxiliary fuse box in the engine bay. But put a grommet in, keep the wires from chafing and breaking or rubbing through, and then grounding out, that's bad. But yeah, everything is pretty much ready for the carpet to go back in. I am very happy with how the KILMAT turned out. It went in pretty easily. You can see I still have all the studs coming through for the seats. On the inside, rear, there's the holes for the seats. I put all my other holes through that needed to be. So like here for the center console, I have the other bolt for the center console, all the seat bolts. So everything is pretty much good, and it turned out really good. I am thoroughly happy with how everything turned out with the KILMAT. And I mean, you can hear a difference. I know I didn't do it before, but there's definitely a difference. It's dampening the vibration from any sort of noise that goes through or hits it, or any sort of shock. It'll dampen that vibration so that it doesn't make as much noise, and it'll make a lower pitch noise. Keep the frequencies lower. And it's also supposed to help with audio quality inside, along with keeping some of the road noise out of the vehicle. So I am curious to see how this will do once I actually get the truck running. But like I said, everything looks good. I would highly recommend using the roller for this to get it in all these tight concave areas, I should say. It is really helpful for that. I mean, some of these bends are just so hard to do, and you can tell looking at the truck, there's a lot of ridges and high and low spots, and it's just hard to get everything to stick. So yeah, I did do 2 layers up under the floorboards where the driver and passenger feet will go, essentially. So I did do that. I did some better trimming along the sides and along over there, and yeah, I put a double layer there, so not much else I can say. But yeah, now it's time for the carpet. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. Alright guys, as you can see, I have got my whole interior in on my truck, all the way down to the floor mats there. All the sound deadening is in, interior's in, so pretty much that's ready to roll. Let me get this out. Don't mind all the junk in it. I did run my switch wires up into the console here, so I can put those anywhere I want. And put that back in. And bam, I do have all of the panels underneath in, all those black panels. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's the install done. As you guys saw, I did not show the whole process of putting the interior in. I didn't think all of it needed to be shown. I showed the big components going in basically. So yeah, but with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.